If you've never struggled with extreme overweight, you might find it hard to understand how someone could let themselves become so large. However, when you hear Amber's story, you might gain some perspective and be amazed by her incredible weight loss journey. Amber has always had weight issues. Being a chubby girl growing up with too many sweets in her diet, she was already much larger than her peers by the age of 5, weighing nearly 75 kilograms at that time. Doctors identified some sort of metabolic failure, but did very little to help her. The poor girl's weight just kept piling on. The turning point for Amber, then 24 years old, came when she lost all mobility and became stuck in her house. By then, she weighed almost 300 kilograms. Previously, she could still move around the house and visit stores in her electric wheelchair. But now she couldn't even shower or bathe by herself. She struggled to move and had fallen downstairs more than once. Every part of her body hurt, especially her back and shins were under enormous strain. Some days, she felt like she was actually dying. Amber had to drop out of university and quit her job. Her body simply couldn't handle the pressure of a normal life. Besides the physical limitations, she started to feel like a complete failure. She had almost lost her will to live and fight. She was trapped in her own body, and her mind saw no way out. She even started calling herself a disgusting monster. Feelings of joy and comfort would soon be replaced by despair and sadness that only larger portions of food could ease. It was hard to determine if anxiety was present before she became obese or if it developed because of the weight. But most of the time, Amber felt anxious, the only thing that brought her comfort, so the vicious cycle of overeating and weight gain was firmly established. At that time, Amber consumed at least 4 huge meals a day and snacked on sweet foods between meals. Even when her meals were healthy, she ate extremely large portions. Due to her excess weight, Amber developed an additional complication, an infection in the folds of her body fat, making her life even more miserable and difficult to treat due to her imposing size. The tipping point came when she discovered a secret message her boyfriend had sent to someone else. She was devastated when she realized he referred to her as massive. For the first time, she realized she was the only one who could do something about her weight. Finally realizing it was now or never, in 2014 she turned to a famous weight loss show to see if it could help her take back control of her life. After being examined by doctors, she received devastating news. If she didn't radically change her eating habits and lose a significant amount of weight, she probably wouldn't live to see 30. This was a wake-up call for the young woman. Amber's mother, Patty, later admitted she secretly feared for her daughter's life, but there was little she could do to stop her from eating and gaining weight. Once Amber announced she was ready to start a new chapter in her life, she vowed to do everything she could to help her beloved daughter. The weight loss show was willing to help, but one of the conditions was that Amber had to lose at least 10 kilograms before she could be eligible for life-saving surgery. This was a huge challenge for Amber to overcome. It took all her courage to be moved through the airport on an oversized luggage cart, barely fitting into 2 airplane seats. The situation was deeply embarrassing. Everyone looked at her with pity or disgust, and Amber felt like fleeing. Instead, she faced her fears and finally underwent the life-saving operation, which involved removing a large portion of her stomach, thus limiting her intake and enabling her to start losing weight. The life-saving gastric surgery resulted in an immediate weight loss of 8 kilograms, which made a huge difference in her life and came at exactly the right time. The family decided to move to Houston, Texas, to be closer to the specialist in bariatric surgery, Dr. Emma, who helped and supported her throughout her journey. She also had the support of her boyfriend, Robert, who moved to be there for Amber. Without this support and nutritional guidance, Amber might not have continued her weight loss journey. Nutritionists helped her adapt her eating habits over time. Instead of drinking lots of soda and eating takeout meals, she learned to appreciate fruits and vegetables. Drinking plenty of water became one of her most effective tools in fighting obesity. Initially, even healthy meals were large, but over time, Amber reduced the size of her portions. We cannot fully understand all the hard work and sacrifices made over the following months as Amber began to lose weight. Becoming even more motivated, it took her a few months to lose another 40 kilograms. Now, an exercise routine was part of her lifestyle, and the pounds continued to melt away. Amber was mobile again, but she didn't want to stop until she reached her ideal weight. She didn't want to be a formerly obese girl who had lost a lot of weight but was still scorned and treated as overweight. The independence Amber gained through losing weight was something most people take for granted. Being able to shop alone was a true achievement. In order to exercise this privilege, Amber had to learn to drive and quickly obtained her driver's license. When she lost an additional 23 kilograms, the young woman was stunning. 1 year after starting her weight loss journey, she had already lost an astonishing 143 kilograms. She became her own role model in life and also became an inspiration for many people struggling with their own weight. At this stage, she had already lost half of her initial body weight. It was incredible to see how the girl who was predicted an early death managed to change her life despite massive success. The weight loss journey of Amber was not yet complete. She was now facing large amounts of loose skin. Although she appeared much better compared to just a year before, the excess skin was aesthetically unpleasant and made her feel ugly. She could have gotten rid of it through surgery, but unfortunately, she did not have the funds for such an expensive procedure. When the doctors saw the incredible results Amber had achieved, they decided to make an exception to the rules. This young woman had motivated so many overweight people to continue and take control of their lives that they decided to perform the operation for free. This was a huge incentive and a blessing for Amber. Over the next year, Amber continued to exercise and eat healthy meals. In 2 years, she managed to lose about 200 kilograms. Nearly the weight of 2 adult men, and the results were incredible. Here is what she looks like now, and she is simply beautiful. Now that she has regained her freedom, she has completed her studies and found a job, but she hasn't stopped sharing her improvements on social media. Over the years, Amber has become famous and gained the respect and admiration of thousands of people. Today, she continues to be an inspiration to many. She has achieved a much healthier weight but does not give a specific number because she does not believe in perfect numbers. At the end of her public weight loss journey, she weighed 107 kilograms. Unlike many participants in weight loss programs like My Sexy in Life, she did not regain this weight or give up. The doctors who helped her undoubtedly saved her life, and the unwavering support of her family gave her the strength to continue. But the person to whom she owes her success was herself. After watching the first story above, do you have any thoughts? Feel free to share your opinions in the comment section. Next, let's watch another similar story. In Ethiopia, a baby was born with the strangest blue eyes and became the subject of relentless mockery. The taunting persisted for years until the boy's unusual eyes became his ticket out of poverty. Those who mocked him would come to regret their words and actions. Near Jinka in southern Ethiopia, a young boy named Adam played alone as other children scorned him. The meanest ones persecuted him, viewing him as an anomaly in their highly superstitious community. Being different quickly earned him labels of evil or signs of a curse. From the moment Adam was born, he was called a monster. When Adam's mother went into labor, neighbors called the local midwife. It was a long and painful birth, and when Adam was finally born, the midwife took him away so his mother could recover. When she looked at his face, she recoiled in terror. Something was different, very different. She didn't know what it meant, but such a striking appearance must be a message from the spiritual world. Perhaps it was a curse, she thought, or a sign of things to come. Maybe it indicated that the whole village was cursed. After returning Adam to his mother, the midwife hurried through the village, spreading the news of the strange child like wildfire. Tension gripped the village as people were curious yet too afraid to visit the family again. Looking at the child themselves, Adam's life began in isolation, setting a trend for many years to come. The first glimpse villagers had of him was when his mother took him to the village square weeks after his birth. Curious crowds followed at a respectable distance. Occasionally, someone gathered the courage to approach and congratulate his mother. She would lift the blanket for them to peek at the child, and without exception, they all reacted the same, shocked and recoiling, not understanding what they saw. The belief that the child or the village was cursed immediately took hold in them. By the time Adam was 3 years old, he was already the village outcast. Whenever he played outside the family hut, older children threw stones or sticks at him. They were curious yet afraid of this child, if he dared stray from his mother's sight. Things got worse immediately. Older children would run towards him, hit him on the head, and flee. calling him evil and relentlessly mocking him. By the age of 6, Adam had learned to ignore the other children, not because he wanted to, but because it was safer for him. Initially, everyone thought this strange child was blind, a rumor spread by the midwife on the day of his birth. But slowly, when he began to move around and accompany his mother into town, villagers realized Adam could see perfectly. He wasn't blind, his eyes were just a remarkable shade of blue. They were like two pools of mountain water, unimaginably deep. When Adam smiled, they glittered and illuminated the world around him. Due to a rare medical condition called Waardenburg syndrome, affecting about 1 in 40,000 people, caused by a spontaneous mutation of the melanin gene in the eyes, Adam had slightly less pigment than normal. He wasn't cursed, he was simply different. Yet in this remote corner of the world, difference wasn't understood correctly and was often labeled as malevolent. The villagers thought this innocent child was a threat to their hometown, a harbinger of something terrible about to befall them all. None of them looked at the helpless, lonely boy with his deep blue eyes and saw him for who he truly was. Despite having no one to play with, Adam quickly developed a natural love for soccer. For Christmas, his grandmother gave him a bright red football, his most cherished possession. Alone or observed from afar by other children, he would replay great football matches, taking on the roles of various heroes, especially admiring Lionel Messi. The sight of the child with his blue eyes and red football soon became familiar in the village. Adults mostly ignored him if possible, but he remained the target of every bully in the region. As Adam grew, he suddenly became capable of defending himself against the bullies. The once docile and introverted child started getting into street fights with other children. He never started the violence, but he also didn't sit passively and take the abuse anymore. He became a skilled fighter, but it only intensified the disdain that the other children of the village already held for him. In the process, Adam became even more isolated, and his family became more despised, all because of his blue eyes. Finally, when it became too difficult for his parents and his father lost his job for no apparent reason, Adam's parents decided to leave the village and travel 300 miles to Addis Ababa. According to local rumors, there were abundant job opportunities in the capital of Ethiopia, and the chances of both parents finding stable employment were much better than in their southern village. Adam stayed with his grandmother now that his parents had left, and with only an old woman to care for him. The harassment intensified, fights became more frequent, and Adam completely stopped going to school. His grandmother remained his strength and comfort. Whenever the children harassed or insulted him, she told him to forgive them. They don't know any better, Adam, she would say. You can hate them if you want, but that will only hurt you, or you can forgive them, which will confuse them. For a while, Adam tried. Every time the children started their bullying tactics, he would simply smile at them, that smile that lit up his eyes and brightened the world around him, instead of confusing them. However, it only made the children angrier. The fights grew more violent, and the children began to hurt each other. Adam ended up with a long scar on his face after being hit with a sharp-edged rock during one of the fights. The elders of the village subtly began to pressure Adam's grandmother to take the boy and move elsewhere, but she was strong. She was at home and she would not go anywhere, and neither would Adam. She told the elders that he had done nothing wrong, and if anyone needed to change, it was the villagers. They needed to change their attitudes and accept Adam's striking blue eyes. After all, they were just eyes. But then one night, while Adam and his grandmother were in town, someone set fire to their hut. The dry wood and thatch ignited and burned within minutes. When they returned, they had lost all their earthly possessions. They were suddenly poor, homeless, and without a single material possession. It's because of me, Adam said, holding his grandmother's hand and looking at the pile of ashes that had been their home just an hour earlier. I wish I were dead. It would be easier for everyone. Nonsense, my child, his grandmother scolded gently. They are just stupid people doing stupid things. It's up to them to learn, not us. She sat down on the ground and took him into her arms, then began to explain to him that being different was good, not bad. Different people often have more opportunities than those who are not, and in a way, the other children and adults in the village knew this. They knew that Adam could have a special future because of his blue eyes, a future he could only dream of. That's why they persecuted him or ignored him. Suddenly, Adam burst into tears. His grandmother held him tightly again and whispered gently that everything would be all right. Through his sobs, he said, "That's not it, grandmother. My football was in the hut. The ball you gave me for Christmas." It was as if losing his football had opened the floodgates of Adam's grief. He cried until he could cry no more. He cried because he was an outcast, because he endured the most inhumane insults every day. Because he was persecuted, and most of all, because he was alone. His grandmother held him. She let him cry. She held him firmly and gently rubbed his back. Finally, when Adam finished crying, she lifted him up, took his hand, and walked towards the town. "We will get what we need to rebuild the hut. There are still people who will help us for more than 3 weeks, every day." Adam and his grandmother rebuilt their house, every day. The village elders came to scold her for not learning her lesson. Each time they did, she scolded them back, telling them the village did not belong to them. Then came the day when Adam finally realized the magic of his special eyes. French photographer Eric came to the village to take photos for a photo essay on Ethiopia. Adam sat there, mostly calm and impassive, eating bayan and an assortment of meat on bread spread with fermented injera, occasionally. He looked up from his plate and caught the photographer staring at him. Finally, the man broke the silence. Adam was a bit surprised when the man asked, "How old are you?" He wasn't used to people recognizing him, let alone talking to him. "Almost 14, Adam replied. "What do you want to be when you grow up?" the man asked without hesitation. "A football player," Adam immediately said. Then the man asked a question that would change Adam's world forever. "What about being a model?" Adam replied with a hint of excitement, "That could be interesting, but I'm not exactly sure what models do." Spontaneously, he began to tell the man his own story. "When I was born, they thought I was blind. When they realized I could see, some people called me cursed, and the children in my village refused to play with me. They warned me, 'You must fix your eyes.' I had a lot of fights. That's how I got this scar here." He pointed to the scar next to his right eye. When the photographer's photo essay was published, Adam's life changed. Strangers started coming to Jinka, asking to take his photo. For the first time in his life, Adam had money in his pocket. His sudden fame changed the mindset of the villagers in Jinka. Adam went from being an outcast to a hero, and his status increased even more when someone showed him an article on a cell phone. The headline read, "The 88 Most Beautiful Eyes in the World," and Adam was featured in the photo. "Did you know that you are listed as having one of the 88 most beautiful eyes in the world?" asked the man. Adam's face changed. His eyes lit up like the sun reflecting on the ocean. "How many people are there in the world?" he asked. 8 billion, replied the man. Adam's eyes widened like saucers. He seemed even brighter than usual, and for the first time, his future, too, did. In just a few months, Adam's strange blue eyes became his passport to freedom. People came and continue to come from all over the world to photograph him, and the villagers who once rejected and mocked him now revere him. This little man of the world, what a beautiful revenge. After watching this story above, do you have any thoughts? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments section. Next, let's watch another similar story. These two little sisters were called the most beautiful black twins in 2016. Years have passed. And here is what Ava and Alexis look like nowadays. Ava and Alexis are prominent influencers on social media. They even manage a YouTube channel under their parents' guidance, where they share much of their daily lives and creative activities. Their first appearance on social media began shortly after their birth. Family and friends wanted updates on the twins, and like any proud mother, Amy immediately responded with cute photos of her daughters. She decided that her social media feed would be where she accumulated and stored the girls' memories, so she dug into her video archives and opened a social media account in 2016. Initially, she thought only friends and family would care about her babies, but one of her videos went viral within hours. In a specific video titled, "The Twins Realize They Look Alike at Age 3. The girls discover they are mirror images of each other. They share not only a birthday but also the same facial features." The moment was funny yet touching, prompting many people to become devoted followers of these beautiful twin sisters. In the same video, Mom Amy has a conversation with the girls about their birth, casually mentioning that Ava is older, having been born 1 whole minute before Alexis on July 12, 2013. This upset Alexis a lot, when she somehow perceived being older as a supreme quality. Ava then comforted her sister in her arms to comfort her. But Alexis still wanted to cry. In an attempt to resolve the situation, Amy steered the conversation in a different direction, assuring Alexis that being older didn't mean being bigger. The two girls continued to grow regularly and taller every day. When the twins stood up to measure themselves against each other, it became evident that Alexis was about half an inch taller than her sister. This time, Ava was upset because Alexis was slightly taller. Despite being a classic case of sibling rivalry, Mom told the girls to console each other and declared them the same height. Amidst all the glory and fortune coming to the family, there was a hidden skeleton in the social media closet. It seemed the girls were born with a silver spoon in their mouths. However, not everything in their lives was smooth sailing. When Ava and Alexis were born in Paterson, New Jersey, their mother was overjoyed. Amy had become pregnant by the man she married in 2012 after a whirlwind romance. Now she was blessed with two beautiful daughters from this union. When the girls were introduced to the world, their father Justin began managing their YouTube channel, The Mighty MCL, collaborating with their mother Amy. However, rumors quickly began circulating that Justin was not the father of the girls. Even though both parents tried to keep their past out of the media, the dust did not settle on the issue. Journalists and curious fans continued to seek information. A photo surfaced on the internet of Amy in the arms of another man identified as Jeffrey. Unlike Justin, he was a white man, and it was now evident that the girls resembled him greatly. Amy had no choice but to reveal the truth. She had married Jeffrey in 2012, and only after becoming pregnant did she realize she had made a mistake in getting involved with him. The reason behind this realization was something Amy did not want to discuss or drag into the public square. All she was willing to reveal was that she preferred to raise her twins alone rather than remain in a marriage she considered her biggest mistake. However, encouraged by their growing popularity, they decided it was a good opportunity for Ava and Alexis to build a social media presence from a young age. Justin and Amy carefully managed their daughter's exposure on social media, ensuring it aligned with their values and priorities. As the twins grew, their online presence flourished. They became known for their charming personalities and insightful content, capturing the hearts of many followers around the world. Throughout their journey, Amy continued to share their family's milestones and adventures. From everyday moments to significant achievements, she reflected on their growth with gratitude, acknowledging the challenges they faced and celebrating their successes. Today, Ava and Alexis stand not only as influencers but as symbols of resilience, family unity, and the power of love and determination in overcoming adversity. The couple finally agreed to continue on this path on the condition that they would stop as soon as the girls no longer enjoyed the journey of big things starting to happen for this family. But it was at the same time that people began to make unpleasant comments, according to many fans. The family was dishonest in trying to present Justin McClure as the biological father of the twins. Fans felt betrayed that there was a backstory they weren't informed about and believed the family was deliberately hiding the truth from the world. Amy made no apologies for not airing her dirty laundry in public. In her mind, she sought to protect her daughters from unnecessary pain. When she chose not to reveal her painful past, it was for their well-being. She and Justin could handle the unpleasant comments, but she didn't want her daughters to suffer the same fate simply because their biological father wasn't present. Fortunately, good news would soon emerge and overshadow this issue for some of their detractors. In November 2017, the family expanded with the addition of a baby boy named Jersey Town McClure. By then, the family had settled in Atlanta, Georgia, with the birth of their son. Justin and Amy solidified their mutual commitment to each other and to their family. At first glance, the three children seemed to be biological siblings and shared many characteristics. It was also in 2017 that the McClure twins broke into the fashion world. They were selected to participate in the Rookie USA fashion show during New York Fashion Week. It was unusual to see 6 young girls representing brands like Levi's, Converse, Hurley, Air Jordan, American Girl, and even Nike. Therefore, it's no surprise Forbes named the twins the youngest standout child influencers of the year. Suddenly, a new term emerged on the social scene, twinfluencer. Apparently, this had a huge impact on the public. If a pair of twins, especially identical ones, share their private lives and stories with the world, they started becoming twice as popular on Instagram and YouTube channels. This family took advantage of this new trend. The girls continued to seek additional outlets for creative expression. In 2021, at the age of 8, they published their first book titled The McClure Twins Make Fashion. Amy played a crucial role in making this project happen. It's a story about acceptance of differences and is based on the twins themselves. In the story, the girls simply cannot agree on what they should wear for their fashion show, raising many questions about whether they match. Seeing their daughter's overwhelming success, Amy and her husband Justin quit their jobs to become full-time managers of their daughter's brands. Their Instagram account now boasts over 2.3 million followers, with more than 2.8 million loyal fans subscribed to their family YouTube channel. Thus, attempting to maintain a somewhat normal life for their family in Atlanta isn't easy. By 2023, the estimated fortune of the twins reached approximately $12 million. These earnings come from collaborations with brands, sponsored content, merchandise sales, copyright royalties on books, and appearances. Despite their newfound wealth, the family's life isn't always easy or enjoyable. Over the years, Amy has faced her fair share of criticism. When influencers achieve such success, there are always voices claiming that parents exploit their children for money. However, many parents have approached Amy for advice on how to establish their children as social media influencers, highlighting the hypocrisy in the comments. Yet, she doesn't hoard her recipe for success jealously. Though it may seem effortless, Amy will tell you it's far from the truth. The winning combination isn't just because these children are twins, but also due to their personalities. Both girls love being in front of the cameras. It's crucial to allow each twin's different personalities and styles to shine. Moreover, it's extremely important to keep the girls humble and grounded despite their celebrity and massive reach on social media. Amy doesn't want her daughters to ever think they're superior to anyone else. Another key factor is the variety of subjects. Over the years, the family has shared a wide variety of videos, many focusing on the twins. Occasionally, one of the parents joins in the video, and clips featuring their younger siblings are also included. In one way or another, the girls and their hairstyles have attracted a lot of attention over the years, even braiding each other's hair with disastrous results. Other videos include cooking, makeup, and activities related to their school journey. Many videos feature their fashion shows, but there are also plenty of family moments. The girls have grown a lot over the years, and these videos have highlighted many key moments in their lives. The family has experienced personal tragedies, such as the loss of their paternal grandmother in 2012 after a short but intense battle with cancer. However, they've also had great moments, like becoming the faces of several advertisements and TV shows. Their natural talent and screen presence have always been a plus. Despite their professional success, the girls are simply children who have plenty of time to play. At this age, their main job is still to be good students at school, as their parents expect. Their fathers also have a positive opinion of the twins because they remain humble despite the fame they've gained through their YouTube videos. Perhaps it's for this very reason that they were selected as peer leaders for their class in 2023 to 2024. They will become school ambassadors while helping younger students with tutoring sessions. Their commitment is also evident in their videos. The girls use their social media platform to advocate for social change and inclusivity. The fact that their mother is of Nigerian-Jamaican descent and their father is of Irish-English descent encourages them to embrace their heritage without looking down on or discriminating against others. They are growing up to be socially responsible young women with a great ability to reach out and connect with people, and their parents couldn't be prouder. If you're wondering what the most beautiful black twins look like today, here they are. Ava and Alexis are as beautiful as ever and just as identical as when they were children. Sometimes even their parents confuse them because they still look exactly the same. They have a bright future ahead of them, and no one doubts that the whole world will see more of them in the years to come. After watching the stories above, do you have any thoughts? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments section. If you enjoyed our video, please like, subscribe, and share our channel. That's all about today's stories. See you next time.